Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jordan calls a drunken Nikki after kidnapping spoiler and Jack rocks Tucker's world. At the Abbott house, Ashley tells Jack the deal is done with Tucker. What do we do next? Jack says that next, they deliver the first blow of the 1-2 punch. Once I push send, this damning information is going to go out to every major news outlet in the world. It will destroy his credibility. Ashley thinks his ego convinced him he couldn't be touched by this, and he's about to find out otherwise. She laments that she had so many hopes for Glissade, and for Tucker and her, and it's all just blown up in her face. Jack asks if she's sure she's ready to go ahead with this. It might not be easy. Once he pushes send, there is no turning back. Tucker's professional life will go up in flames. Are you having any second thoughts? Ashley wonders if he's looking for a reason not to take the next step. Jack questions her deflection. Ashley says she isn't having second thoughts. That said, she has pity for him. He's about to lose everything. She won't let him destroy their father's legacy, but she's not going to gloat. He's Devon's father and Dom's grandfather. Jack snarks that Devon knows who his father is. This is Tucker's mess to clean up. Ashley says, thankfully, he can't do anything to hurt Jabot anymore, right? Jack replies, right. Ashley says he could have left them alone. He only has himself to blame. Do it. Go on. At Society, Billy and Chelsea toast him, officially joining Chancellor Winters. It's time to hit the ground running. Chelsea asks what will happen when Lily comes back. Billy's focus is on making sure Devon and Jill are supported. He tells her Nate is coming back as well. Chelsea's surprised but notes they've all screwed up and needed second chances. Billy relays that he's also mentoring Chance, and his nephew isn't thrilled about it given his track record. He couldn't really argue with him. Chelsea defends Billy, but admits she's worried about the job change. She hopes she didn't encourage him to do something he'll end up regretting. Billy teases her about her protectiveness and assures her that Chance and Nate won't be a problem. He feels a weight has been lifted off his shoulders after his talk with Jack. He felt Jabot was the right place to be, but it got to be too much with Kyle, Diane, and Tucker. Billy admits he wanted to be a hero for his dad's legacy. Chelsea muses that now he's going back to Chancellor for his mom. You want to protect her legacy from Tucker. She wonders how it's different from Jabot. At Crimson Lights, Kyle meets Audra, who notes it took him a while to get back to her text. She wondered if he was having second thoughts about their plan again. Tucker swore he'd never leave her out in the cold. Kyle argues, that doesn't mean it's a sure thing. He tells her something huge is about to go down. Nikki and Victor walk into the jazz lounge, and he crows that it's a wonderful place to relax and forget about their troubles. She excuses herself to go to the ladies' room and walks up the stairs, where she pauses to look around and then pulls out her flask to take a drink. Nate appears on the stairs as Nikki's putting her flask back and asks what she's doing. She sniffs, I have no idea what you're talking about, and takes off up the stairs. Lounge, Nate insists to Victor that he was only concerned about his health. He took an oath, which applied no matter where he worked or what his job title. Victor suggests he return to medicine and leave his family alone. Nate warns that whatever his family went through may have affected Nikki more profoundly than they realize. I have reason to believe Nikki may be drinking again. Victor looks up as Nikki walks down the stairs. She turns and hustles back up when she sees him sitting with Nate. By the GCAC doors, Nate worries that Nikki took off in the car. She shouldn't be driving. Victor warns him, this goes no further than right here. You got it? From now on you stay out of our family's business. At the ranch, Nikki enters and goes directly to the bar. Before she can pour her vodka, she gets a call from an unknown caller. She answers and asks who it is. Jordan replies, "Hello, Nikki. Have you enjoyed our communication the past few days?" Nikki fumes, "Stop calling me." Jordan asks, "Does the music bring back memories?" Nikki tells her the police are looking for her. Jordan's already found her, watching your every move. From a safe distance, of course. Nikki hisses, "Stay away from me, you demented bitch." Jordan muses, "Does it sing to you, Nikki? The vodka. Does it take all the sharp edges off? How does it feel when the liquor fills your veins? You should thank me. I've given you back something that you wanted. And you're about to have another drink now, aren't you, my friend?" Nikki says, "Yeah, I've been drinking. I'm drunk right now." "What's it to ya?" Jordan smirks. In Tucker's suite, Audra looks at the laptop and paces. She flashes to questioning Tucker about his sincerity and recalls him telling her he respects her and trusts no one except her. Just then, he enters the suite, and she explains housekeeping let her in. Tucker muses that he'll have to talk to management. She asks why he hasn't responded to her messages. "Have you seen the internet?" She complains that Kyle gave her the heads up too late. Tucker grunts, "What a surprise," and says Kyle is the least of their problems right now. She thinks they can still salvage this and asks what they should do next. Tucker shakes his head, "I don't know. It's not so simple. Jack's not the only one who fired this volley. He's not the only one they need to worry about." Audra warns him not to lose focus, but he muses, "Ashley sure got her revenge against me. In spades." Kyle enters the Abbott mansion and crows that the news about Tucker is everywhere. Jack booms that it's time to pour a toast, "We're celebrating." Ashley muses, "Some of us more than others." They all clink glasses to the demise of Tucker McCall. Victoria and Cole find Victor at the GCAC and she tells her dad that Jordan was at the hospital. She somehow snuck her way in and took Claire with her. Victor says they couldn't have gotten far. He has to go to the ranch to warn Nikki. Victoria looks stunned when he walks out, saying, "Keep me posted." At the ranch, Nikki's still on the call with Jordan, who tells her, "The liquor makes you so much more interesting, Nikki, but I need you to stay calm and hold it together. Just for a little while longer." Nikki asks, "Stay calm for what?" Jordan hisses, "Shut up and listen to me. I have Claire. You remember Claire, don't you? Your granddaughter. Victoria's firstborn." Nikki slurs, "No you don't. She's in the hospital." Jordan replies, "No, she's with me. She betrayed me. She betrayed the plan. She chose Victoria over me. Me, the woman who raised her." Victor in the lounge and apologizes for interrupting him. Victor informs him that he said everything to him that needs to be said. Nate asks Victor to hear him out. He heard that his family went through something traumatic recently and that Nikki suffered some sort of seizure. Victor booms, "How did you hear that?" Nate doesn't know the details, he just hopes it hasn't pushed any of them into a troubling situation. Victor asks what he's fishing for. Nate says this is not about him wanting another chance at Newman, and for the record, "I never tried to betray you." Victor insists he had ulterior motives and he caught him, end of story. At Crimson Lights, Audra leaves Tucker a message that it's time to gather forces and then returns to ranting at Kyle, who insists that this wasn't a betrayal. He convinced his dad to redact her name from all of the emails and then came to warn her. Audra asks, "So, you didn't know about any of this until today?" Kyle says his father is keeping all the important things from him right now. "My father doesn't trust me. That's why he threw in with her and Tucker." Audra warns that Tucker is going to go ballistic. She bet her entire career on this and now it's over. It's going to destroy Tucker and his connection to Glissade, and without Glissade they can't target Jabot. Kyle tells her there's still hope. He's come up with the perfect product for Glissade to steal from Jabot. Audra angrily asks what good that will do when there's no company left to develop it. Jack's doorbell rings incessantly. He answers and Tucker walks in spouting, "Hey Jack. Surprised to see me?" Jack asks, "What brings you by?" Tucker rants until Ashley appears. He says to her, "This move coming from him, I could have predicted that, it was inevitable. But I never expected this from you." As Jack chortles that Tucker's been cut off at the knees, McCall says to Ashley, "I thought we agreed to not let our separation turn into a war. If that's what you want, sweetheart, then you've got it." He tells Jack he's not done, not by a long shot. At Society, Billy tells Chelsea that the difference between Jabot and Chancellor is Jack. Moving on is the right thing to do. He promises to talk about it if battling Tucker relights the competitive flames. He admits the one question that still haunts him is, what is my legacy? He still can't answer the basic but profound question of one's life, what's my purpose? Chelsea worries she's pushed him into all of this. Billy wonders what people will say about him when he's gone. He's excited about his new chapter because it's about finding his true purpose. Chelsea thinks that her push was useful. Billy tells her, "Don't feel bad, okay? Because I feel great and you should too." Cole arrives at the hospital where a distraught Victoria tells him she's alerted the police. Cole can't understand why Jordan would risk showing up there or how she even snuck her out of there. Victoria says that apparently, she had her in a wheelchair and a blanket and transported her to the main hospital where security isn't so tight. They worry about Jordan manipulating the already broken Claire. Cole promises they'll find their daughter. Victoria arrives at Memorial to see Claire, but her room is empty. Victoria unpacks the contents of a bag she brought her and then notices a bracelet on the bed. She flashes to Jordan in the lake house. The bracelet is the same one she was wearing. An orderly comes in with a tray and Victoria asks if Claire is in a meeting. He explains nothing is scheduled at dinner time. Victoria says she needs to speak with security. At the Abbott house, Jack hits send and tells Ashley, there's no turning back now. Anything involved with Glissade is either going to abandon ship or they'll band together and drive him out. Tucker McCall and his brand are about to flatline. At Crimson Lights, Kyle tells Audra the McCall scandal about the singer is about to be all over the news. Audra panics that they can talk to his family and head this off. There has to be something you can do to stop this. Kyle insists he did everything he could to no avail. What was I supposed to say? Don't go after Tucker because you'll tank my future job plans? He protests, Tucker did this to himself, and to you. Audra fumes that she's worked too damn hard and too long to go down like this. Kyle says he begged his dad to leave her out of this. Audra decides Tucker was right about Kyle, you were part of the plan. You kept me busy and distracted while Jack set things in motion. Tell the truth, Kyle. You were just using me, weren't you? In his suite, Tucker composes a message to the employees of Glissade welcoming them to their next big adventure. Suddenly, a notification sounds, and the breaking news pops up, Tucker McCall complicit in criminal cover-up. Tucker fumes, son of a bitch. By the doors of the GCAC, Nate catches up with Nikki and asks, can we talk? Nikki asks what they have to talk about. Nate says she took a drink from the flask in her purse and then popped some mints to cover up the scent of alcohol. Nikki grits, wow, making things up again, are you? She warns if he dares try to spread that lie. Nate insists he cares and asks how long she's been off the wagon. Nikki tells him it's none of his damn business and reminds him he was fired, whatever goes on in their family is none of his concern. Nate still cares about the health of people around him. Nikki threatens to call security. Nate worries her MS triggered a relapse. She warns him to stay out of her life and storms off. At the hospital, Victoria grills the security guard, who admits he saw a woman earlier who he thought was a new hire. She had a badge and blonde hair. Victoria realizes that was probably a wig. She tells him the woman is extremely dangerous and is wanted by the police. They have to find her and the young woman who is probably with her. Victoria calls Cole and tells him that Claire is missing. It gets worse. I found a bracelet on her pillow. It was exactly like the one that Jordan was wearing at the lake house. I think that Jordan, she must have snuck in her disguised as a nurse, just like she did the first time when she took Claire from us. Cole, she has our daughter, I just know it, and she's so vulnerable and she's so scared. The security guard returns and tells Victoria that security footage shows the blonde woman leaving with Claire in a wheelchair. Victoria asks Cole if he heard that. He did, and he's on his way.